Starting tomorrow, please refrain from coming in. The manager, the boss's daughter, briskly informed me the moment I stepped into the office. Her disdain for me was palpable, though the extent of it caught me off guard. Stunned, I resolved to comply with her directive. Days passed, each one marked by the manager's relentless antagonism towards me. Assigned to the planning department, a position I had eagerly sought since joining the company, I devoted myself diligently to my tasks, yet my efforts were constantly undermined by the manager, who, being the president's daughter, wielded unchecked authority. One morning, summoned by the manager, I found myself subjected to her condescending scrutiny. "Do you even know why you're here?" she sneered. Her contempt for my alma mater, repeatedly dismissed as low-ranking, permeated her every word. The sense of alienation among my colleagues compounded my discomfort. "Effective immediately, your presence here is no longer required," she declared, her tone dripping with disdain. Her entourage echoed her derision, amplifying my humiliation. "Am I being fired?" I ventured, my voice betraying a mix of disbelief and resignation. The manager's response, laced with arrogance, left no room for doubt. Resigned to my fate, I swiftly completed the necessary resignation formalities. Months later, settled into a new role at a different company, I was inundated with pleas from my former employer to return. The president's desperation contrasted starkly with the manager's callous indifference. Reluctantly, I reached out to the president, who implored me to reconsider. Despite his earnestness, I couldn't overlook the systemic injustice I had endured. The company's pleas fell on deaf ears as I resolved to forge ahead without looking back. "I am no longer associated with that company," I asserted, my intention to end the call evident. "We can sort this out if we talk. I'll bring my daughter along next time so we can discuss this." The president countered before I disconnected without a reply. I intended to call back later. Upon arriving at work, I was informed of visitors. Doubtful, I made my way to the reception room, only to find the former company's president and the manager waiting. "You really came, and how do you know I'm working at this company?" I questioned, surprised. "The company I currently work for is a rival of my previous one." "Hey, Ben, I used my connections to find you." "For now, just take a seat," the president insisted. Reluctantly, I complied, meeting the manager's gaze, wondering if she had truly come to apologize. Suddenly, she slammed her hand on the table. "This makes no sense. Why should I have to come all this way for someone like him?" she exclaimed, her tone accusatory. "Excuse me, if you want to talk, you should be the one coming to me," she continued, her agitation palpable. Far from apologizing, she was yelling at me. "I don't really have anything to say," she ranted. "It's ridiculous to quit just because you got a little scolded at work." "Quit because I was scolded? What do you mean?" "I gave advice on your plan, but you didn't want to take it, so you quit." "That's not how a professional behaves," she insisted, her words bewildering. I couldn't comprehend what the manager was saying. "That's not how it happened." "I was suddenly told not to come to the company," I interjected, trying to clarify. "You think just because I'm the president's daughter, I got my position through connections, and you don't want to take advice from me," she continued, unfazed by my explanation. The manager kept spouting nonsense without caring about what I had to say. "Wait, that's not true. You never even looked at my plans," I retorted, frustration mounting. "Dad, I've been enduring until now, but I can't anymore." "He always looked down on me because I'm a woman," she accused, her tone laden with resentment. Got mad for a little scolding, saying that. The manager ignored my words, acting as if she sought comfort from the president. "My daughter was treated like that." "None of that is true. So you're saying her crying is a lie?" the president interjected, disappointment evident in his voice. "I'm disappointed, Ben. I didn't think you were that kind of person," he added, his words piercing. "Moreover, it's outrageous to get re-employed by a rival company," the manager concluded, her disdain palpable. "I truly wanted to continue working in the same field. That's why I made the difficult decision to join this company. That was the truth. Even after joining the planning department I aspired for, I was completely ignored by the manager and never got the chance to prove my capabilities. However, I couldn't bring myself to leave this industry, and my current company welcomed me. You must have sold our company's information to get this job, right? Why else would they hire someone as incompetent as you? The manager accused. I did no such thing. I've maintained confidentiality, and this company never asked me for any information. People can say anything. In fact, our company has. Stop. Don't say another word, the president hastily interrupted, signaling to the manager to halt. Was she about to say something they didn't want me to hear? Such a useless person. This company should fire him. A low-ranked individual only brings shame. If Ben apologizes, I might consider taking him back. I'll even reassign him to the planning department if he wishes. For now, we don't need someone like him. Just bear with it and continue as usual. We'll manage. Then, I want a raise. The two of them continued discussing without any regard for my opinion. Despite my repeated expressions of unwillingness to return, I was being told to apologize and be forgiven. The frustration of being treated like a fool left me trembling. The manager noticed and sneered. Are you crying with joy? It figures. Low-ranked individuals really can't help themselves. You really are a kind soul, aren't you? She mocked. Sure, I am. Taking someone like him back is nothing short of generous. Just make sure you don't irritate me too much. Make sure you listen to your boss, okay? I have no intention of leaving this company, I asserted. You still don't get it. I'm offering to take care of you before you get fired for incompetence. You really are clueless. That's the way it is. But don't quit over a little scolding this time, the president added dismissively. The mocking continued. Saying that, the president and the manager mocked me. Mr. President, if I may be so bold, the manager is lying. I spoke up, desperate. After all we've been saying, you're taking this attitude. I'm not lying. That's quite the accusation. Do you have any evidence to back that up? Yes, I prepared this just in case, I said and took a voice recorder out of my bag. I had recorded not only the day the manager told me to leave, but also any other occasions when she had said something unreasonable. You've been recording me? Unbelievable. At the sight of the voice recorder, the manager visibly panicked. Dad, we don't need to listen to this. Let's just go. Then I'll play it. I played the recording, making sure the manager, who was attempting to leave, could hear it. The recording unmistakably captured the manager's voice instructing me not to come to the company. What's the meaning of this? My daughter was lying. It's a lie, the president explained. Undeterred, I went on to reveal all the unfair treatment I had endured from the manager. The recording included the sound of my proposal being torn up, the manager and her aunt bad-mouthing me during work hours, and the crucial exchange where I asked why my proposals were never reviewed. Her reply stung. They're from a low-ranked individual like you. Your ideas are as expected. It was undeniable proof that the manager had been lying. By the way, this is the proposal that the manager tore up, I said, handing a freshly printed proposal to the president. He took it, visibly shaken, and started reading. No way. It's the plan for the hit product this company is currently selling, he explained. This project was one I had poured my heart and soul into, hoping for the manager's approval, but all my efforts had been in vain. The proposal was torn up without even being read. Why did you reject this proposal? You didn't even look at it. I demanded. The manager shrugged it off. Well, his proposals were always so pathetic. I thought there was no need to read them. It's his fault for always behaving badly. I wasn't satisfied and handed another set of documents to the president. Most of them were products developed since I moved to my current company, so it's all true, I explained. These were Ben's plans, the president confirmed. Yes, I worked hard, hoping to be recognized by the manager, but not once did she look at my proposals. I questioned the manager's actions, bewildered by the disregard for my efforts. I'm not the one at fault here, the manager retorted. The president, regaining his composure, addressed the potential copyright violation. Wait, these plans were all developed by this company, right? That's a violation of copyright law. What are you going to do about that? Indeed, if we sue, we'll win, right? He challenged. The president, who had been flustered until then, suddenly seemed to regain his composure and retorted. The manager looked at me as if to say she'd gotten the upper hand. Manager, don't you remember? When I left, you promised to transfer all the copyrights of my projects to me, didn't you? I confronted her. I never said that. I don't remember, she denied. Unfazed, I presented evidence. You're probably going to say you recorded it, right? What's the point of such verbal agreement? No, it's not just that. I got it in writing with your signature. I said that. I began, presenting a piece of paper to the manager. It clearly stated that the copyrights belonged to me, acknowledged and signed by her. What? I don't remember signing this. The manager seemed flustered upon seeing the document. When I submitted my resignation paperwork, I included this document and got your signature on all the papers. That's sneaky. Making me sign something hidden, I accused. If it wasn't hidden, didn't you even read the documents you were signing? I pressed. The manager's face turned pale. Oh no, this document states I hold all the copyrights. I see, I understand. It seems my daughter was really in the wrong, the president interjected, casting a disapproving glance at the manager. Dad, don't say such terrible things. Shut up. Do you have any idea how much profit you've cost us? The manager retorted. Ignoring her outburst, the president turned to me. Ben, won't you please consider coming back to our company? I promise to offer you a higher position than before, one better than your current company can provide. What about me then? You were not ready for the manager position. Start from the beginning again. The president's words made the manager crumble. But such things no longer mattered to me. The president was desperately trying to win me over. So, what do you say? Have you changed your mind about returning? There's no one left to give you a hard time anymore, you know, the president urged, his eyes gleaming. Wanting to leave the situation, I asked him a question. There's something I want to ask. Sure, ask me anything, the president replied eagerly. It hasn't been long since I left your company, so why are you so desperate to bring me back now? I questioned. The president's voice suddenly faded, and he began to make excuses. We've been very busy recently. I thought about addressing it sooner, but I couldn't find the time. Sorry, he stumbled over his words. I didn't miss the president's eyes darting around as he made excuses. Is that so? Because it seemed like you were mostly playing golf when I was working there, I remarked pointedly. That was necessary for business networking. If you want, I can take you with me from now on, the president offered. No, that's all right. Feel free to reach out anytime, I declined. You're going to be our star player from now on, the president continued, talking as if my return to the company was a foregone conclusion, though he was making concessions. The pressure of not going against the president weighed heavily on me. There must be a reason you want me back in the company so badly. Reason. It's nothing grand. I just want to make things right for you, especially since my daughter caused you trouble. The president smoothly dodged the issue, but I could see through his facade. The president's real motive was clear, rendering this all a futile effort. Our company's performance had been growing, while his company had started to stagnate right after I joined. The products I planned hit the market successfully, skyrocketing sales, and rapidly increasing the company's reputation. I even got interviewed on TV as the planner. Compared to this thriving company, the president's company's performance had been lackluster. Being a traditional company, it failed to incorporate anything new and lacked buzz. Once seen as rivals, the difference between the two companies was now like night and day. Did you see me on TV? Is that why you hastily contacted me? Well, what was it again? Didn't you realize I had left or that your company's performance wasn't growing until you saw me on TV? I had a lot I wanted to say. Why did he ignore the harassment I was receiving? Why didn't he inquire when I had to leave abruptly for an unreasonable reason? But conveying that to the president now meant nothing. There's no need for me to be involved anymore, I stated firmly. Did you think I was unaware of everything? You're a spiteful person. Yes, our company is in a pinch. If you know that, come back quickly. The president's tone turned accusatory. I have no intention of leaving this company, I affirmed. Are you defying me? I was the one who transferred you, a low-ranked college graduate, to the planning department. Are you repaying my kindness with betrayal? The president's words stung, but I remained resolute. I am grateful for being placed in the planning department and offered many ideas and response. However, it was the president's kin who refused to accept them. How dare you speak to me like that? As the president raised his voice, the door to the reception room swung open. Ben has been of great service to us, boss. We're in the middle of something. I can't have you entering unannounced. With all due respect, it's also a nuance for our company when you come without an appointment. Occupy the reception room and tie up our valuable employee. A person of your level shouldn't be so arrogant. Who do you think I am? I spoke firmly to the newcomer. My apologies. May I offer you my business card? My boss presented a business card to the president. The president snatched it, and his face turned pale as he read it. My father is busy, so I came in his stead. I will be serving as the CEO from next year. My boss, like the manager, was the son of the company's president and an extremely capable person set to become the new president next year. I had no idea. No problem. We're grateful for the talented individual you've provided us. The president bowed, and I felt a sense of puzzlement as to why he seemed so anxious. However, we will have to decline the collaboration project you proposed recently, my boss announced. What? You said you considered it to help our company, the president exclaimed. I did consider it. Even though it's a rival company, seeing a traditional manufacturer falter doesn't feel right. Then why? The president questioned, only to be interrupted. Seeing the character of you and your daughter, I couldn't bring myself to support you. Please reconsider, my boss explained. The president desperately apologized, and the manager seemed to finally realize the gravity of the situation. Please help me out here. I'm sorry, the manager pleaded. It's my boss's decision. There's nothing I can do, my boss replied firmly. After that, the president and the manager were escorted out by security guards. Ben, I believe in you. I'll be waiting, the president shouted as he left. I just watched him go. Later, I heard that the manager's company's performance continued to plummet, making management difficult. The calls kept coming after that day, so I changed my phone number. Meanwhile, the company I work for continues to grow rapidly. I want to keep working here for the foreseeable future.